Welcome to Notre Dame football, presented by Discover. A beautiful night in South Bend for a big-time matchup. Number 8 Notre Dame, number 16 Texas A&M. A packed house at Notre Dame Stadium, filled with green, with yellow, with blue, and certainly some maroon. And with the big game comes big emotions. This was just a couple minutes ago as teams were going back into the tunnel towards their locker rooms. You could feel the energy and the animosity between these two squads as they have a rematch from last year's season opener. We welcome you to the booth. No Eagle, Todd Blackledge. You were down there. You felt it.
Yeah, you could feel the energy, right? Even in the early part of warm-ups, you could feel the sense of urgency. And right before I came back up, I was standing by C.J. Carr, and as the Notre Dame offensive lineman came out, he headbutted every single one of them, even a couple of the injured guys that didn't even have a helmet on.
Well, that's always dangerous. Yeah. And C.J. Carr looked dangerous at times, both in a good way and sometimes in a negative. That's one of the main storylines through the bye week for Notre Dame after the Week 1 loss. Jeremiah Love not getting the football, the defense, you go down the list. But this game, and Notre Dame in particular, it's all about up front.
Yeah, this is going to have to be a line of scrimmage game, and that was probably the most disappointing thing to Marcus Freeman and his staff about the Week 1 loss was at critical times in that game in Miami, they got whipped at the line of scrimmage on both offense and defense. They've stewed over that now for 2 weeks. I fully expect both offense and defensive lines to play much better tonight. I also expect Jeremiah Love, who I think is one of the 2 or 3 best football players in all of college football, to have a bigger role in the game plan tonight. Only 14 touches. He was just a guy against Miami. He's got to be the guy tonight against the Aggies.
We've seen that he's more than capable. The Aggies feel like they've been here before. 2 top 10 wins last year, but they happened at home. And for Mike Elco, building this culture, building this program, this could be a signature win on the road.
Yeah, it sure could. And he's such a he's a great coach. Like Marcus Freeman, defensive-minded guy, tough guy, blue collar, but he has a much more explosive offense than the one that he had against Notre Dame last year. It's led by sophomore quarterback Marcel Reed, who's making his 11th start tonight. First road game, but you can see from last year to this year his maturation, his development as a total quarterback under the tutelage of his coach Colin Klein, who's a pretty fair dual threat quarterback himself at Kansas State. It's an explosive offense, and what you're seeing with Marcel Reed, his eyes are finally starting to catch up with his feet.
The Aggies have brought energy, and they've certainly brought some fans. For more, we go down to Jordan Cornette.
Yeah, no, I talked with Coach Elco last night. He said he expects to get the best version of this Notre Dame team tonight. Stewing the Irish in the loss in Week 1, having the whole bye week to think about that thing. I then asked him, well, what do you expect to see from this Notre Dame team tonight? And Coach Elco flatly said, a whole lot of Jeremiah Love, like Todd mentioned, those lack of carries. They expect him to see it a lot. That Aggies defense and Coach Elco, they plan to be ready. In talking with Coach Elco, the keys to the game, he said one thing, explosive plays. We must generate them offensively. We must limit them from this Irish offense. He went on to talk about his team last year. He said he liked his team a lot last year. They just couldn't close games. Fast forward to tonight, what a sublime opportunity for his Aggies and what everybody believes will be a 4-quarter game. Can they punctuate this one? We'll find out. For now, we send it over to Catherine Tappan for the Notre Dame Tilt.
Well, Jordan, in a few minutes, the 8th-ranked Fighting Irish will come running down this tunnel and into a sold-out Notre Dame Stadium for the first time this season. It's been 13 days since the players last took the field, a loss at Miami, followed by a bye in Week 2. Star running back Jeremiah Love told us about that bye. It wasn't nice. It wasn't a good time. Marcus Freeman and his coordinators, Mike Denbrock and Chris Ash, all emphasize the importance of urgency, aggression, and speed in this game. Freeman told his players, you have to play with velocity and physicality. Don't worry about being perfect. Play football, not fitball, Noah.
Well, this is about as good as it gets for playing football. Number 8 versus number 16. It has already been a phenomenal day of college football, and we expect this nightcap to deliver in every way. Will it be Notre Dame getting on the board with a win, or A&M getting their revenge? Next on NBC.
Jeremiah Love! You know the vibes, baby! Notre Dame starts 2024 with a bang over Texas A&M.
We welcome you back to Notre Dame Stadium for number 16 Texas A&M and number 8 Notre Dame. A packed house and a beautiful night for football. In the 7th meeting between these two schools, you saw Notre Dame eke out a victory last year, and both schools were honest. Both coaching staffs and players understood how close and how different that outcome last year in College Station could have been.
Yeah, a couple turnovers that went in favor of Notre Dame, a couple explosive plays that went in the favor of the Irish, the difference in the ball game.
Marcus Freeman and Mike Elco, 3rd straight year that they will play against one another. In 2023, it was Notre Dame and Duke. Last year, these two teams. And now Freeman's team, looking for their first win, coming off an early season bye week, is happy to be back in the friendly confines of Notre Dame Stadium. Here come the Irish. A&M rolling out, and you see the captain, Armajé Reed Adams. He always brings out that chair and brings out the energy as we go to KT.
Coach, it's been nearly 2 weeks since your loss at Miami. What was the major focus point of emphasis for this to get a win tonight?
Well, it's about elevating. It's about improving. It's a long 13 days, but we needed it. We needed to improve as a football team, and we have. We're going to see if we improved enough to achieve team victory tonight, but we've improved. We just got to make sure that we go out and execute tonight.
CJ Carr gets his first career start here at Notre Dame Stadium in front of this hometown crowd. What does he need to do in order to be successful against the A&M defense?
You know what? Just, take advantage of the plays that are there for him. I don't want him to try to be somebody he's not, but he won't. But I also, have a lot of faith in him. Hey, if you see something, be aggressive. Like, there's no restraints. You're not a first-time player anymore. Go out there and be CJ Carr.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. Now let's go over to Jordan with Coach Elco.
Thanks, Catherine. Coach, in talking yesterday, when we asked you about Notre Dame, you said you expect to see a lot of Jeremiah Love. How does your defense intend to scheme against him this evening?
Yeah, he's a great back. We got to leverage him, and we got to do a good job trying to tackle him with a lot of bodies.
First opportunity for you guys at a real test, and happens to be on the road here at Notre Dame. What was your message to your guys before you left the locker room?
Hey, go out and play football the way we know how. It's a great stage. It's a great environment. Let's go play our football.
Coach Elco, best of luck to you. We'll send it back up to Noah in the booth.
All right, guys, great stuff. Marcel Reed and this Texas A&M Aggies team believes that this can be the game where they can prove to the rest of the country that they can break through and be a legitimate contender, not just in the SEC, but beyond.
Well, they've got a lot of good pieces, and they added some speed on the perimeter at wide receiver. That's why I was saying I think this is a much more explosive and dangerous offense than the one Notre Dame's defense faced a year ago in College Station.
We're honest. Everybody's looking at this as a watermark game, and they believe they play those every week in the SEC. On the other side, CJ Carr, just his second start of his young career. And Notre Dame won the toss and elected to defer. So it'll be Carr watching from the sideline to begin his first home game. He said he had chills just thinking about what it was going to feel like running out on this field after having to do it in Miami for his first collegiate start. See Reed Adams and the leadership of this A&M side. Mike Elco has built a fantastic program as expected. In just year 2, we saw what he did in 2 years at Duke and included the date with Notre Dame in 2023 in which the Irish won. And we'll see his offense out on the field first here tonight. But first, the energy is about to get turned up here at Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame is going to send it away to start this game. Marcello Diometti will boot it to Terry Bussey. The dynamic sophomore, 9th in FBS in return yardage average so far through 2 weeks. Number 8 Notre Dame, number 16 A&M. Here we go. And we start with a touchback.